Hi, I'm going to show you how to rectify a leaking clamp around a sand filter. The same principle will apply to the giant band clamp around the cartridge filters or DE filters. And typically you'll see this happen if you just have the clamp off, you put it back on, you think it's nice and tight, but the thing's still leaking. It could be a tiny little drip of a leak, or it could be a nice stream. The first thing you want to do is make sure you clean the inside of that clamp and then the outer flange surface of both the head, or the upper and the lower portions of the barrel. With a rag, wipe it down, and then use a silicone type grease. Don't use any type of an oil or whatever. If you really don't have anything, just wet it a bit. And what you're doing is mitigating any friction that's allowing the clamp to seat properly. And then tighten it as much as you can. And then you want to go around the perimeter with a rubber mallet, not a hammer, not anything metal, a rubber marteau. If you don't have one, or if you can't get around where the plumbing connections are, use some kind of block of wood or the wooden handle of the hammer, and just give it a light tappy tap tap all the way around, and you're helping it seat anywhere that it's gotten hung up. And then after that, go ahead and tighten it some more, and you'll see that you've gained a little bit more play, or rather you're able to take up more play in the slack of the clamp. Now for these style Hayward sand filters, it's a big old number 3 Phillips, a largest size. Don't use a flathead, don't use anything else, otherwise that's going to cam out of there. You're going to strip the screw, and then you're not going to be very happy. Best thing to do is get a socket type one, and then apply pressure as you're applying torque. And that's the way you're going to get that to seat in there. Again, your best friend is going to be the silicone grease. It's going to help mitigate any type of friction. It's also going to help the rubber gasket from pinching. If all else fails, it could be that your gasket is just on its way out. Now, I have 2 of them here. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to illustrate this for you, but try and take a guess which one is new and which one is old. I think that's pretty good. You can see that after years of compression, it almost starts to look like a bit of a wedge. So it's lost some of its flexibility. You can see how sharp those angles are on it. It's almost become triangular. Versus a new one, which is completely round the whole way around. They're not super expensive. While you're at the pole store, just grab 2. If you don't have unions around your plumbing, you can try and raise the multi-port valve just enough where you can get it to come off the stem and slip your gasket around. Otherwise, you're going to have to go ahead and cut your plumbing and then put in these unions, which should have been done in the first place for reasons like this. A final note, which should go without saying, is when you're adjusting the clamp or making any type of adjustments, make sure the pump is off. You're dealing with between 20 to 30 pounds of pressure, and if something lets loose while you're monkeying around, that's a serious amount of force.